Guys, what's up? We have done it. Well, almost. Senna has reached another level. I am Felris, sailing the seas of Raid Shadow Legends. Today I am on the former Hell Hades free-to-play account, now called the Senna account, and I am going to be teaching you how to get the fastest champions possible as an early game sub-level 50 player. Alright, so we've got almost the golden number here on our Senna. 298 speed, guys. 298 speed. Literally all I need is an uncommon banner with speed on it, and she's gonna get to 300 speed here. No problem. I literally poured all my energy, or a lot of my energy, into Spider, and unfortunately I got nothing. However, nothing that would speed her up and get her past the 300 speed mark. Actually, you know what? For sake of this video, I have something that we can stick on her. This Wand of Submission. There we go. So Wand of Submission gives her 3 speed. She's now 301 speed. All right. Hey, you, stop right there. Click the link in the description below to get a free Corrado, as well as Fane, Ugo, and Vergus as you level up your account in Raid. Here's exactly how to do it. Log out of Clarion Play on PC and uninstall. Click the link in the description below and register with a brand new email. Log in and complete the tutorial. You'll find Corrado in your inbox, as well as Fane, Ugo, and Vergus as you level up. If you're looking for a great start in Raid, this is your chance. Make sure you get your free Corrado as well as 3 free epics by clicking my link right away. So we have reached 301 speed on our Senna Amber Heart here. How the heck did we do this at level 50? Because it took me like until at least level 60 or 70 to get a 300 speed champion on my main account, and you're probably having similar struggles. So today I am going to be bringing you the best guide to speed early game in Raid Shadow Legends. All right, so let's just take a look at her build here. Notice what sets we're using. We're using triple speed sets, right? Speed set gives you a 12% speed boost on every set, right? So we're getting a total of, what is that, 36% speed just from our sets alone. Senna does have a pretty high base speed at 113, right? 115 is the fastest base speed in the entire game. So she's getting about, 12 speed from each artifact set. Now you'll also notice that I have picked pieces of gear that have double speed rolls or higher. So I have this 5-star rare weapon. It has 2 speed on it. I have this 6-star speed helmet with 2 speed on it, and then another double roll of speed on that shield, a double roll of speed on the gloves, a double roll of speed on the chest plate, and then of course speed boots. Now I also chose my accessory set to boost her speed as well. So we're going with pinpoint, right? And at the 2-piece pinpoint we get another 10 speed. It's going to be slightly more than 10 speed because she does have 213 base speed and not just a flat 100, but I'm going to be rounding here. I'm going to be rounding to the nearest whole number. Again, all we have to do in order to get her faster is just get a better banner, and then without the relic she will be faster. Okay, then speaking of the relic, I have the Wand of Submission. We all got one for free from the reward calendar, plus 3 speed. Now, in addition to these speed sets, like every set we have on her gives speed, right? In addition to this, we are also picking up a certain mastery. So the mastery Lore of Steel here increases the base stat set bonuses of all artifact sets that increase base stats by 15%. This increase is multiplicative, not additive. So in other words, Lore of Steel is going to be giving us a 15% boost to every single artifact set we have. Now, if you remember correctly, we have 4 sets boosting our speed, so we're going to get even more speed from Lore of Steel. We also have other speed increasing masteries, like Spirit Haste here increases speed by 8 for each dead ally, stacks up to 24, but that's not counted in her total speed output. Now you'll also notice that not all of this gear is leveled. All right, so unless you have legendary gear, you don't need to level all this gear to 16. We should, just to make her a little bit more tanky, give her a little bit more resistance, all that kind of fun. But, it's not required to level up your gear. Now, where did I get all this gear? Well, the first place that you can get speed gear super early on is actually the tournament. So the novice tournament gives you I think it's 4 or 6 pieces of 5-star speed gear, rare 5-star speed gear at the very beginning of the game. So if you grind out super early from one of these tournaments, you can at the top reward, it's only like 100 points or so, you can get 5-star speed gear, and that's super helpful early on because you do not have access to 5-star gear anywhere else in the game. Now after you get that, you're going to be progressing your arbiter missions a little bit, which we can work on those probably, and then you're going to be progressing your challenges a little bit, right? And you're going to be getting your shards and leveling up and whatever, and eventually you'll get to the point where you can farm dragon. So farming dragon is the most reliable source of speed gear, right? As you can see, we've got a nice little dragon team set up, but you know, we get the speed set from the dragon. You know, of course, farming stage 20 is the best, but you can get 6-star gear as early as stage 13. So it's really worth pushing dragon so that you can start getting the 6-star gear until you get to level 20. Then after you get dragon, if you really want your speed gear, all you have to do is come here into Nightmare Campaign or Brutal Campaign or wherever it is, and you can get a speed set from the Palace of Aravia. Now, this is not the best speed gear in the world. It's only there to serve as a placeholder until you get better gear, because it will only drop common and uncommon gear. Occasionally, it'll drop you a rare piece, but if you're in dire need of specifically 6-star speed boots, you can come into Nightmare difficulty and clear and just farm stage 6 of the Palace of Aravia until you get 6-star speed boots. That is probably the easiest shortcut to that, because 6-star speed boots are one of the most valuable types of boots. Now you'll notice that I don't have 6-star speed boots on my Senna. I have 5-star speed boots on my Senna. However, I also have a pair of 6-star speed boots over here, and if we come over here to our stats, I'm not sure which side this is on, but you'll see that it actually doesn't increase our speed at all, and that's because we have a speed ascension on these boots here that's giving us an extra 5 speed. If we did get a speed ascension on these 6-star boots, it would be better, but as it is, it's not giving us anything extra. Senna doesn't need accuracy or anything, so you are free to just completely build her with speed, same as whoever your arena booster is. You know, your arbiter can be that way as well with her 30% turn meter fill. Senna only has a 20% turn meter fill, but she fills that role on the squad nonetheless. Again, we have her at 301 speed. Now the next source of speed gear, the next easy source of speed gear, is actually also going to come from campaign. So if you can't see, unfortunately you can't see the rewards, but by clearing Nightmare Campaign up to a certain point, you actually get a full set of 6-star epic speed gear, which is super cool. Actually, that's where this helmet came from, that's where this chest plate came from, and that's where these 6-star speed boots came from. Now, that's not to say you're guaranteed to get, you know, great gear like that, but it is a very good chance to get speed gear the early on, you know, and good speed gear at that as well. You've got a pretty good chance for that. Now, I will say the other thing about this account is it basically solo focuses on Dragon. We're not worried about any of the other dungeons yet, other than potentially Spider. I am trying to push up Fire Knight so that I can get some Savage gear, because my Wukong hits like a bit of a wet noodle. He needs to be 60'd and everything. But this account has focused on Dragon for the past 3 months. So 3 months of farming Dragon. Everybody's been there. Everybody needs to be there. But on the other hand, I mean, we don't really have to worry about boosting our supports anymore now that we've got Senna up to this level, right? Now that she's here at a pretty mid-game standard, she's a bit squishy, but her speed is at a pretty mid-game standard. We don't really have to worry about pushing speed as much across the rest of our account, because she can do all the job. And of course, she's got this awesome passive here. Whenever a continuous heal buff activates on any ally, fills the turn meters of all allies by 5%. So even more turn meter filling, right? Especially for those longer fights, Clan Boss, Chimera, and Hydra. Now, so that being said, we are mostly focusing on damage gear now, but I think those are the best sources of speed gear. Now, you can also come to your forge and craft your perception gear if you're doing your faction wars, which I've been slacking on this account. That gives you a 5% speed boost, and then when the event dungeon comes around, you can get the pinpoint gear, which gives you that 10% speed boost, as well as rebirth gear from Live Arena, although that's not anything early game because you can't get that unless you're in gold Live Arena, but that'll give you a 10% speed boost at the 2-piece as well. And finally, for Hydra, I don't think we have any of the Hydra sets. No, we don't. We don't have any of the Hydra sets on this account, but if you can manage to put in Hydra keys, 3 pieces of protection accessories, or in the gear, but it's better in the accessories, gives you a 12% speed boost, so you definitely want to keep your eye out there as well. But other than that, just be farming dragon, get that free speed gear. There's no reason to miss out on it. It's offered to you super early game, so you probably should get that just in case it gives you some awesome gear. Maybe some triple roll gear pieces would be super cool, right? You definitely don't want to miss out on that. Let me know your top thoughts about making champions fast early game in the comments below. I have been Felrus, sailing the seas of Raid Shadow Legends, and I will see you in another video.